to the Majestix Podcast. My name is Chase, and today my co-host is Patrick.
You're terrible.
That's a big surprise. And we have a Heroclix rules guru with us today, a recent winner of the Wizkids Open, and he is the co-host of the Married with Clicks and an Apex writer, Jay Solomon.
Hey,
what's going on? All right. So which Wizkids Open did you win?
The Canadian one.
Yeah, the Canadian.
Yes, Canada had one. The one. I was in Whitby, Ontario, at a Comic Book Connection, which is pretty much the best venue we have. And the fact that they don't run our nationals is just crazy.
Whoa, is that better than 402 games?
Oh, you mean my venue? Oh, for sure.
Oh, whoa!
Oh, damn.
Man,
yeah, they're way better.
Think about it.
Yeah, it was
not
even a pause.
I'm insulting myself.
It was sealed, right?
Yes, it was sealed.
How many players?
22. We started with 21, but then somebody showed up late.
It's pretty good. 22. And Chase, you had 26 for yours?
26 of the one.
Yeah, we have 13 for ours.
Yeah. Yours is constructed, right?
Yeah, constructed, yeah. And I think for sure when there's a new set and it's within, if there's a Wizkids Open close to the release date, there will be more people just because people are still getting familiar with it. And also they need to get pieces for the set.
Yeah.
Well, were people actually playing stuff from the new set?
No. Sealed.
Oh yeah.
Okay, more people will go to a sealed Wizkids Open if it's close to a release date. So it's only been 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So people are still barely trying to get all the things, and it's still new enough. It's not new anymore when we get previews for the next set, and we haven't gotten that yet. So it's good. What did you end up playing?
I ended up playing. Well, I mean, the team built itself because I pulled a Black Panther. So.
Oh, you're playing.
Okay, so this is my thought process. So basically, the story is I show up like 5 minutes to start time. I haven't pre-registered. I rush in. I'm literally the last person on the list and the last person they hand out boosters to because they did it in the order of who had registered. So I open the first booster. It's a bunch of Weird World crap. I have Archon rare. It's the kind of stuff where you're like, okay, I could make this work if I really have to. I'm like, okay, let's see what the second booster has, and I'll cry after I'm finished that. And then there was Black Panther. Ended up rounding it out.
Did everyone just quit then?
They may as well have. I actually took pretty close games, to be honest. But I did fill out the team. I obviously played at Black Panther at 250. And then there was no theme option. There was just what can I fill it in with? And I ended up
Alex Wilder.
No, I wish. I did
Thanos duplicate.
No, Red Wolf.
Oh, okay. That's
actually that's a good because
double
keep
prob
damage off
prob, or I have a backup prob if I want Black Panther on a non-click one power set. So
that's good.
I almost never did though. It was only when I needed Pulse Wave pretty much, or if I needed to poison on a clearing turn. But
Chase, did you read his the rules primer for this?
I did.
Field? You did?
I did for
one of the ones that actually came up because you played it, but Black Panther makes Warrior Souls every click he's revealing that on the stop clicks. And it says when you reveal this click, stop.
Each click is distinct, yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
So there's here in total you would do 6 if you went all the way to the third one, right?
Yeah.
They actually mattered a lot more than I thought they would. They actually did some work.
What are their stats?
It's like 10-1 incapacitate Battle Fury.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No range.
If they're picking up a light object, it's fine. If they're incapacitating, it's good. Incapacitating Molly Hayes is relevant.
Yeah, because then she can't do anything.
Yeah, it did matter.
What'd you play against in the finals?
I played against Tom, who is definitely the best Canadian player. And he had Regent at 100, Dino Thor, Thoris, Worldbreaker at 50.
Jesus.
And Tony Stark Inventor, I think. It was solid support squad. Region's good, even at the lower points.
Okay, so at the cup, during sealed, every single person that pulled Regent was playing Regent at full.
But that's also an environment where you're gonna have prob with him for sure. Mm. You're not playing him without prob because he starts even with a 12 attack, he can miss.
You know what? That is true. I mean, it is a. That was team sealed. That's a
Like I saw. I think Edward Shelton had him and Alex Wilder. So there's your prob.
Yeah. Worst Most case people scenario, had that.
Perplexity with 13
had that. Dustin had that. That makes sense.
That's what Tom said. His idea was he because the only way he would have had prob is if he had Thoris and also if Regent died, which is just bad. So.
Or Dinothor, I guess. I mean, he got Dinothor and Regent though.
Yeah, actually,
that's a nice.
That's really good.
That wasn't even. I think the stupidest pulls we saw was one guy pulled 2 super rare Thanoses, which is just completely pointless.
That's crazy. Oh, did they mix up the boosters beforehand?
I have no clue. I know
the chances of getting that in a brick are slim to none.
Yeah.
I know a while ago
when
Shadowcat was the LE for Opens, I mixed a whole bunch of boosters of Harley Quinn, and one guy actually got 2 King Sharks, which is hilarious.
I mean,
if you mix it can happen.
If you mix it up, that's why when we were handing them out at the cup, we kept them pretty much from the same bricks. Remember, they would be overflowed.
Yeah, I did the section of 6 and then 4 continue on. Yeah. So distribution was pretty even, except for like. Tom's team had duplicate boosters somehow, but
it's because if he got the last 4 boosters and then the first 2 boosters of the next there's that slight chance, but it's like pretty low. But it was pretty even. I
don't think anybody got literally nothing. Everybody got at least
5 supers and a chase. Yeah, none of that.
Yeah, no friggin' Howard Brock running 2 super rares and Sam Cap.
It was rigged. I think they had 5. They had 5 super rares, I think.
Well, because Easton had Man Thing and Chair Panther, the 2 Peanut Bases and the Sam Cap. That was crazy.
Yeah, I thought they had one more. No, I guess that was it. Yeah. Jeez, 4 supers and a chase. God, what the?
Only,
So I think it's kind of funny that you pulled the Black Panther, but at our event, probably the guy who the least experience.
There you go.
Could not have been playing very long. Played the Black Panther.
How do you do?
Or got the Black Panther. Oh, he didn't do very well.
What is
the problem with Black Panther?
He did the first turn. He didn't even switch the dials or use the zombies or pull the zombies in.
But even for an experienced player, the problem, well, not the problem, but the thing with Black Panther is that he doesn't one-shot most of the sets. Mm-hmm. So he actually doesn't be played properly. Like, you can't just hypersonic ping things. Like, everything has 5 clicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
most things relevant.
Someone like you getting Black Panther, that's
it did need to be played properly. I did have complicated games. I had some really close games actually, but
Chase, so you had you played at the new place. So where Chase went was I guess the closest thing we have to SoCal other than San Diego for a week.
So it was an hour and a half from where I'm at. Yeah. I'm in northern LA.
It's not too far from us, but it's still far. It's like in the desert, but
it's just south of Victorville.
Yeah, but I kind of chatted Kenny for that. I was like, oh man, he's like, hey man, or at least we're trying. At least have something out there. I'm like, yeah, and then I'm like, but look at the store you picked.
It's
it's
a little small. I mean, he even told me that when I registered, he pretty much told me be nice.
Yeah, but
my guys to be nice.
But they didn't know what they probably didn't even know how to really run the event, huh?
No, they were struggling with a few things. We had the biggest thing is we had 32 registered, 26 ended up showing and playing. I think my group we brought 5, and
how many of them?
They were only going to do 3 rounds.
Yeah. Okay. So what?
26 people.
How did they decide to go to 4?
Something got brought up about going to 3 and then getting lunch and then doing top 8. And somebody, I don't know who brought it up. I don't know if one of them. Somebody brought something about going 4 rounds, and everyone was like, "Yes, go 4 rounds."
It would be Tony or Steve because that would make sense.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Tony ended up losing to me first round. So I mean, going 4 is probably going to help him. He was actually probably better off at 2-1 because he ended up playing somebody else and losing that last round. He had 2-1. He probably makes it. Only 1, 2, and 2 made it in the top 8. Steve and I both went 4-0.
Yeah. Okay. So you see the problem with that. If it's only 3 rounds, there are 2 ones that don't get in.
Yeah.
That cannot happen. You have 1 loss in the tournament, you should make it in, which is why you have to go the 4th.
You go to the 4 rounds anyway. You got that many people. Everybody came out there to play. Went out of their way to play for the day. We want to play. So that was that. We did have another issue with them doing battle royales and wanting to not draft the battle royales.
Just open
draft
it
at the end.
Open it and go.
Open it and play it.
Have they never done battle royales there before? Like, do they not?
I don't really know. Again, it's a small shop. I mean, everyone's really nice. Stuff.
Have they ever played Heroclix over there?
Yeah, seems like they play Heroclix for sure. They have the group seemed a little inexperienced and newer from what I was trying to figure out who was local and who wasn't.
Oh yeah, so they the owner, was it the owner that messaged you saying there's there are locals there that aren't very hospitable.
But when he said locals, I couldn't tell if he meant like the LA area. Like he pretty much made it sound like there's a group of people that aren't nice, hospitable, or should need this warning. This warning needs to be given to them.
I wonder.
And I don't know who he was referring to. So he was. What's that?
Were they there?
I don't know. I didn't bring it up. I was just trying to have a good time and not think about it. And then. So
I would like to know just to like.
Yeah, definitely. Like I should have asked while I was there.
If there's like a group that goes there, that's just being.
I don't think they really care for me after this though, so it's all right.
Why? What'd you do?
Because like I said, I started the commotion over the battle royales.
Ooh.
So.
But you were in the top 8, right?
Yeah, that was the best part. Is I was in the top 8. So that's why I felt like. Well, that's why I felt like I should say something because I hear rumblings like, "Oh my gosh, we're not doing draft. We're just picking, and then someone's gonna pull stuff, and someone's gonna have like a 600-point team, and somebody's gonna have this, whatever." Yeah, so I said, "Yeah, you should really do that." So I made a comment telling him, like, I brought it up a couple times, and finally he decided to like talk to everybody and made this big announcement, and it goes back and forth, and then he asked me, "What's my vote?" I said, "I'm not playing, so I'm not voting."
So why the hell did you bring it up?
Because I thought it was BS. I thought it was a bad excuse for time. To say that time is the issue. Well, the reason time is an issue is because they're playing. They found out in the middle of the game or whatever, there was no time on the battle royales. They're playing to last man standing.
Yeah, we used to do that back in 2003.
Yeah. Well,
that's what I say. That's what I mean.
Yeah, and another thing too is one of my guys, he starts one. We're all standing around. I'm done with my last match. Everything's going on, and we're like, he goes, "I'll just drop." And other people weren't starting new ones because why would they? Like, they're going to be here for an hour and a half, 2 hours at least.
Oh, God.
So it's like the reason that the time issue isn't the draft. The time issue is that you're not putting a time limit on the games.
Oh, Lord.
So that was fine.
You guys finish?
Hey, how did you guys... I got a question for you. How did you guys give away the Exospex? Did they give it away first come, first serve, or...
How many are in a kit?
I think like 20. I could pull up the exact number, but I would have to find it. I feel like 20. So we ended up doing...
Ooh, so some people didn't get it?
Yeah, they designated for top 8 for sure. They did some as fellowship, and I think they did a couple in battle royales. So I think you basically had to place top 8 or get them another funny way.
Yeah, so ours went a little different. I guess technically it does say it on the Wizkids website. First come, first serve. First come, first serve. So they went by who got there by a certain time. Me and another guy, in our group, we drove 2 separate cars, and so me and another guy, we were number 17, 18, and they decided at 16 was all they were giving out. So top 16 got them.
So you didn't get one?
Or not top 16, sorry. The first 16 people that showed up to the event got them.
So you didn't get one?
No, I didn't get one.
And,
so I got second place. I got second place, but I didn't get in.
Oh, what a sucker! I'm just kidding, dude. Man, we didn't do anything, and I got both Exospex and Proxima Spear. Because Aaron is dope like that.
Yeah, I ended up getting a Proxima Spear as part of my first place prizing. I guess they just grabbed whatever.
They should have separated. They should have kept for top 8 and then go from there.
Well, it's also weird because like some of the Judge Flex prizing is in the Battle Royale kits and not in the regular kit. It's a little weird.
They should probably.
Yeah, also that also means they kept 4 to themselves.
Well, yeah, because they gotta keep it for the locals, or else you're gonna get destroyed by the people that come in. They're xenophobes.
Yes.
So
whatever. I can't say that I'll go back. Let's put it that way. After everything, I didn't have the most. I had like a good day gaming and stuff like that, but I didn't have the most positive experience from start to finish with this crew.
It's always scary when there's like a new venue like that, and especially when I know like where they've come from. Because I've been to it before when they've had it in LA. When they moved to over there, they're great. It's like the guy's cool. He's great, just not a good organizer. There's a difference. Yeah. A good guy, great person, not a good organizer. So, judge like organizing or judging, organizing, whatever. It's just different. You gotta be a little bit more stringent with your rules, and there's none of this voting stuff. That everything should be planned out, mapped out right away, so that there's no any controversy. So people, like that's why we say this is how we treat cocked dice. This is how we're treating misplays or whatever. Just to make sure that doesn't.
Well, and I shouldn't say I won't go back. I'll give it another chance. Maybe if we get another one and they learn from this past one, we'll see. If I go back and it's like this again,
it's their first one. Probably.
So I gotta give them the benefit of the doubt for that.
The goal would be so sick if they have it on like a Saturday and then Vegas has it on Sunday. Then it's perfect.
Then I'm in.
Then we go boom boom. So Jay, you got to do another one of those special.
I was gonna say, yeah.
You got to do the special Sunday event so that we'll do that.
Yeah, that's the problem because I'm going to your event and then there's nothing important happening in Vegas unless I make it happen. But that's not really the same thing.
We'll do.
Are you coming down for the invitational?
You're gonna come?
I'm judging for the invitational. Yeah.
You what?
I said I'm judging for it, obviously not playing because I haven't.
No, but you're coming, I see.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Well,
we're gonna have Jay and Alex. Are you kidding me?
Are you still having Daniel do it?
Hey, no offense to Chris Hernandez and Anthony Bornstable, but Jay and Alex dominate those guys when it comes to the rules and when it comes to doing it right. They're good, but my guys.
Well, it's going to be an interesting experience with all the old power. Look, we're going to have the Wizkids translator thing like on hand. It's going to be so.
You know what?
Alex knows a lot of it already.
Dude, he also screenshots everything.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's really.
And you've already gone through a ton of it.
Yeah, we've gone through a whole bunch of stuff. The only thing I think we're gonna have to really go over is the timing of the Lydia thing again. I mean,
I don't even know what that one.
Adam was making a case why, but if you look at it, there's really no verbiage. You just have to. Adam even said you can infer how or you can interpret how you want. It has enough opening for you to interpret it how you see fit. So he's just making a case for Lydia working still how it used to work. But no,
as opposed to
I'd have to read it again. But
what's that?
Yeah. As opposed to how because it used to work some of the time, not all the time.
So
it worked if you went second.
Yes,
right.
But the way that the new rules work and how things are placed on the map and whatever, there's still a little some vagueness on the on the actual wording, because there's not like some of the words are different now.
Well, it's also just weird because the rules say that resources are just off the map, which isn't true. So
yeah, see, so that's why
we had that whole discussion about Pulse Wave now with it.
So I mean, I think it should be fine. But one thing I did Chase was asking, because actually a few people have been asking me, Exospex and Proxima Spear is going to be legal because December 7th is when it is, and that's when it's legal. So it's perfect for that weekend. Hopefully I can get Cody to come down and help do because then that'll be the first big event where you can see these in action with the top guys. Also, and this is I just told a couple guys, but There will be no rock maps. It's just gonna be Wizkids maps.
Okay.
Because
I just told Steve because Steve was
there's
asking me
too
about
many.
it.
There's too many things, and this is not a rock event anymore. It's a Majestix event. So if anything, the only thing we'll allow might be the flood maps because they all have one.
And it was part of your whole thing, yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, to not have that would be.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the prizes they all have at least one. So I think I'll say that we'll allow the Flashpoint flood, but no rock map, just Wizkids maps and that. Just to
pretty
keep
reasonable.
Just to keep it simple because I've getting a couple messages about the underground maps and these new maps that they can't get. Like the barn and the 4 points and the ultimate sacrifice. Some people don't have them.
The thing, until WizKids starts approving the rock maps, like they're so out there and so,
exactly. And I also suspect that, at least me, if I had any say in it, the underground and the ultimate sacrifice would be on the list of you can't play. It would be right up there with the Dark Dimension and Speakeasy.
Yeah.
So, because
underground's just way too abusive if you have a team to abuse it.
Oh god, that
was the finals of the Rock, right?
Oh,
it was specifically good for Starro and extra bad for Tom's team.
Yeah.
But that game is totally different if they're playing on the Star Trek version.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Exactly, because that's what someone was trying to argue me about that. I'm like, dude, do you not see that you can walk around on the underground caverns? You can't walk around shit on the underground.
There's more of a free flow on the underground.
Yeah, and you specifically have to play like Professor X tank just to even like have a shot. You know what I mean? Like that's it. And even then, it's still really really hard because there's so much blocking. So I think that'll be. I think that's gonna go because we have.
I mean, the hedge maze also just its own problem. It just invalidates a bunch of archetypes.
Would you? I was talking to Paris about that too. Do you think that should go on there? Like if they're going forward, and
I don't know if there's. Well, the thing is, I don't think that there should be a map that just makes certain teams not viable. Like the whole skull ship interaction stuff is stupid, and making the Blackbird non-existent based on map choice is just ridiculous. Yeah. So, if we have an environment where we have the 2x4s, which we do, it's ridiculous.
No, you're right. One of the other ones, because it's actual blocking terrain, right? If it was elevated, it should be fine because you can multi-elevation, right?
Yeah, but like there's just
there's
places you can't move.
Yeah, have you seen that, Chase? The hedge maze?
Yep.
Oh God. I think to a lesser extent, I think the Strange Days one is pretty bad too, because there is no blocking, no elevation. It's just a couple hindering here and there. So it's essentially it's essentially an open map, just wide open. So there's going to be no actual strategic like moving at all because anyone that can just ignore hindering can just hit or even ignore characters. So our event was won. It was constructed and it was won by Richard Medina. The new guy that came that moved here. He played Shredders. Everyone was playing like some BS teams over there, including myself.
Is Richard the one I just met down on that Sunday?
Yeah.
He was the one I should have played in the finals of your.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
that's who that was, right? Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. He played the basically the same team that we were testing on Roll20, but with Claw.
Yeah, because he always plays Claw.
And I was like, oh my god, I just need to get past this top 8, and then it's home free, because he played Claw. I'm like, you went from like when you play Clone against my team, you have like there's like maybe like a 20% chance of winning, 15-20%. Let's say you play Claw, it's like 5% or less. Because
are you gonna tell everyone about your team?
Because there's no stealth. And the way I position it, you can't get up. You can't get. Oh my! It's so. Oh, it was so. It's like an egregious it's like a beating on the Shredders. But I was playing
I love this team, by the way.
Gotham City Underworld. It's really Paris's idea.
Yeah.
But we just tweaked it. It's Harley, 2 Maxi Zeus, and Jason, calm down if you're listening. Calm down. I know he absolutely loves Maxi Zeus. Penguin at 40. Joker at 30, the one with Prob. 25-point Harley from Joker's Wild. Kite Man, and then the Pim Tank, Pocket Tank, and
3 ID cards.
3 ID cards and the Invisible Plane.
Wait, no 25-point Penguin?
Oh, the 25-point Penguin.
Oh, yeah, it's got the Penguin tech, both Penguins,
so
big and little.
It's like there's 3 pairs. There's 2 Harleys, 2 Maxis, and 2 Penguins.
Yep.
So it's a bunch of commons and it's a bunch of CORs.
Yeah.
But it is. Oh, and some trouble alerts on the side. It's really fun to play.
So he plays it on the runaway base, and then you block off one side from going up, and then he put Harpies across the only other way up.
Oh my God! It was. I wish you could have seen my round 2 match against Wes Betchart. He was one of the guys that played in the Newark. He finished top 4 in Newark for our Open Series, but he had your basic like overdrive into free attacks, right? So like he has overdrive, not overdrive. He actually played Green Lantern from Elseworlds, and it's pretty cool. He plays Batroc with the Venom harness. Genius.
Ooh,
it's really cool. And Batroc, he ignores everything. Precision strike. He gets +1 to stats. And he has like 6 or 7 perplexes. It's like the Green Lantern has perplex, Lex Luthor has perplex, and this is the animated series Lex. Dr. Midnight has perplex, Big Tony has perplex, and the Trouble at Robin has perplex, and Joker has prob. He has like so much perplex, and he picks up the as long as he has a token, he can sidestep twice and make an attack. So he just comes up and hits you for a lot, and then he makes a Pog with Midnight, and it's coming in, and so he has like 2 attacks. So he came all the way up. I purposely moved like my guys to the front because I needed him to come forward because I killed one of his retaliators with a Penguin, and he comes up, his whole team minus like a Giant Girl and Robin and Big Tony, and he kills Big Penguin and he kills the Pim Tank. And then my next turn, I attacked with all 4 Harpies.
Which are autonomous, by the way.
With autonomous, made 2 more Harpies, attacked, and then attacked with the Penguin, that the little bystander Penguin, and then just attacked with basically everyone else. Oh, and then like all that was like just one action for those, and then I got my regular attacks off with Harley and Maxi Zeus, and those Harpies next to the Maxi Zeus's are 4 damage, and then if you can move the loyalty token, I moved it half of the time, but if you do, they're 11 attack on whoever, whatever. I think I needed like 8s most of the time, but when you're attacking like 9 times, I attacked 9 times that turn.
Wow. So
with my prob, and I was like, I don't care. I think I missed. I think that one actually rolled really well. I think I only missed 1. At the end of it, everyone was dead. His Lex was dead. The Green Lantern was dead. Batroc was dead. Midnight was dead, and the Pog was dead. He only had Joker left, and then a Retaliator. It was really cool. But it's one of those teams. If you don't win the map, it's really up. It's an uphill battle. You can still win, but it's an uphill battle for sure.
Yeah. It changes everything, especially if they don't give you any elevated.
Elevated, yeah. And if you play against, let's say, Hawkeye and a bunch of Avengers, and they win the map, I think Hawkeye just chews through you. So
yeah.
I mean, 8 is pretty high, but luckily over there they weren't really playing that high of fame teams. They're like 3 or 4 fame teams.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was cool. We all got Exospex and like almost
stop rubbing it in.
Yeah. Oh, did I tell you we got the Proximus Midnight, the Midnight Spear too?
I didn't have time. I didn't have another 3 hours to kill to play a battle royale, so I couldn't do it.
I know, dude. Oh, I can't believe the last man standing. Any weird rulings in your or weird rule interactions come up at all?
For me, I didn't hear any. I mean, it was just all really simple stuff. I don't feel like a lot of people would have brought rulings up. I know that sounds weird. It's just kind of was the player base. Steve and Tony were obviously good, and they played. And they had.
Was Jim there?
Oh, Jim was there too. Yeah, Jim was there. Yeah. I didn't see what Jim played. He was kind of. I was talking to him for a second, but I didn't interact too much with him. I had my own guys, and then I was talking to Steve and Tony about stuff. We were talking about the Invitational and what to play, and trying to help this kid out with the Black Panther.
Any weird interaction rulings or anything, Jay?
I don't think so. I think if there was a question, somebody would have asked me. Yeah, I don't know half the time, even if I'm playing in a tournament, people will ask me the questions. I'm like,
oh yeah, same here.
Do that. But
here. I got a scenario. All right, this actually came up in our draft last week. Okay.
I have one to go after you.
I want to know what you guys would do, and this is it's one of those gray area, and so Emilio and Jim are playing, and Jim has Regent. Okay, he doesn't know the dial of Gertrude, and he needs to he has an option to do perplex the damage and shoot her. I'm sorry, Clara Prast. It was Clara Prast. I think she has
5 clicks.
Five. Everything is
all of the nothing. Every click under 60 points, the most they had was 5, and then every runaways had 5,
except for Alex.
Sorry, except for Alex.
But so he goes. So she's on second click because he pushed to do something. So he's Regent's at 3 damage. He's thinking about perplexing to 4, but he needs a 10 on 17, and no prob. So he goes, He goes, man, she's only, you took a click, and he looks, he's like, you're only 40 points. Like, okay, I think he wasn't sure, but he's like, the runaways. I'm not. So he's going back and forth, and he goes, okay, I'm going to use my perplex, right? And then so they start, and then so when he says, I'm going to use my perplex, then they start talking about, oh, what do you need? What's your defense? I picked improved targeting hindering so I could see you, and you don't get the +1 bonus. And then, all these things. And so they start talking. And then Jim, so then I was like, okay, cool. So Jim rolls. He rolls his attack. He rolls the 7. And then Emilio goes, oh yeah, that's a hit. He's like, okay, so you perplex your attack, right? Take 3. And then he goes, no, you said I perplexed my attack. I didn't say when I was gonna perplex, right? And so then they started going back and forth. And then when he clicks, like, okay, so he clicks 3, and she's still there, and he goes, well, you told me that I perplexed my attack, but I didn't tell you what it was. To me, it's because they clicked at 3, and he's like, oh, she's still there. And that was the game, because that was the last round. Okay? So then they go back a little forth, and then so I go, okay, hold on. So, I see a little bit, because I could see a little, of course, Emilio's like, no, I'm fine, whatever, and Chip's like, no, I'm fine, whatever. So I said, you said you're going to use your perplex. And then you rolled your dice. You didn't say anything. And then he assumed that you're perplexing the attack because you guys were discussing like how much you need to attack and you have no problem, blah, blah, blah. But he goes, yeah, but he told me that. I didn't know. I didn't, blah, blah. So I had to say, hey, you didn't say anything. So it's just it's whatever your stats are. You can still use it.
It's a 10-3.
It's a 10-3. You can use your perplex now. But Emilio felt so, but then that was the game, right? Because he was going to play in the next round. So Emilio felt bad and gave him the regent from when they were picking. So, but what would you guys do when they're? Because he was like, well, I didn't say what it was, and he was like, he was miscommunication as usual.
This is why I always say I would have said like 10-3 or that's exactly why you are very clear about these things.
Yep.
So do you think that so what I said was you can use your perplex now because you said you're going to use your perplex, but you didn't use it. You just rolled.
Yeah, if you say use my perplex and don't specify.
Yeah, how do you
That was very it's a good thing that they're cool with it, and Emil was like, "Oh man, that's fine. You know, we'll do damage, but you know."
But I feel like the assumption there is that you're in that situation. If you need a 7, you're more likely to want the attack than the damage, unless you know for sure how long the dial is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but and that was what they had the discussion, and it went on for maybe 30 to maybe like a minute because they were going back and forth of like dial length and what's your attack, what's your defense, and I picked improved targeting, blah blah blah. And then I think lost in the shuffle was him actually saying what he was gonna do.
Yeah, that's why we at the World Cup we were like, if you're talking to yourself and whatever and figuring things out, clarify with your opponent what you're doing.
Yeah. Oh man, I think that's like one of the biggest things that I've run into.
I mean, I do it. I'll do it if I'm playing with somebody that's equally good. Like if I'm playing PJ, I'll be talking to him about like what an optimal strategy is. I don't care that I'm playing against him. That's how it goes. So if you're going back and forth, you have to make a decision. You have to clarify. That's how it works.
Yeah. I mean, I can even say that about myself a couple times. As the day wore on, I remember when I was playing Steve at the end, I started doing stuff, and I'm like, it just was obvious what I'm doing, but I didn't clarify like who technically I'm attacking.
You didn't perplex your attack?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
One of those things. As soon as I rolled the dice, I was like, "Oh no, why didn't I? I just."
Did you
that
miss?
Was my way to win. Oh yeah, I had flurried 10 attack on 7. I had Black Panther on his last click, and not Black Panther. I had Iron Goblin on his last click, and Alex Wilder sitting in front of me. So I had flurry, but I had the spider on Iron Fist, and I had the Spider-Man to go up +2, and I didn't.
Wait, your team?
Yeah, that's what I missed by.
Your team was Spider-Man and Iron Fist.
Yeah, so my team was 70 point the Stasis Spidey. And they share the Super Iron Fist, so they share that.
That's busted already.
And then they have, then I had the She-Hulk.
Dude, and you have a wild card, so you defend.
Mm-hmm. So those two I had defend.
Dude,
it didn't come into too much to play. That She-Hulk is good, but she's got a weird she really became a taxi proper, and that was really what she really just kind of did the whole time. She just literally what I would do is I would try to clear, get the stasis tokens off so I could actually have Spider-Man be ready to do something. And then I just would run, I would perplex up Iron Fist attack. Oh, I also had Bushmaster. And then I would perplex up Iron Fist defense, even though, because I knew they would try to find ways to get, perplex it down or whatever, and just put him in the middle of everybody. Yeah. And say, how do you deal with the poison and plasticity? And then, sadly for when I played Tony versus Regent, he knocked Iron Fist onto his 11 attack 4 damage flurry. And that was about it. Yeah, and after that he just couldn't hit me.
He has a 4 damage click.
His 4th click.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, so he actually ended up hitting, and I was like, oh hell. And then when it went in or whatever, but it was 11 attack 4 damage, and then I still had She-Hulk right there and stuff like that. So I had everything. I had Outwit, Prob, and Perplex, a really good Perplex. But Steve did a good job because he moved up super aggressive on me with Iron Goblin and Thanos Prime and Alex Wilder. So and he won map.
Thanos
so I was like,
Prime and Iron Goblin and Alex Wilder. That
was Adam's team. Just switch out duplicate for Alex.
And I would take Alex over duplicate for sure.
Yeah.
And I still had a good opportunity on turn 1 when he did that. I just ran up and did the same thing because I'm like, he's within range. I got to do this because if not, he just picks off my pieces with Goblin and or he clears and then I'm still in trouble because now he's cleared and when I run up, he's gonna have no tokens.
That's nice. It's nice. Mm-hmm. Nice pool to have.
Oh, it was good. It was good. But like I said, I had a good team too, and it worked out.
You have
until that event. Most of the time, the only thing I lost was my 20-point gunslinger.
I actually played against a very similar team to yours. Just take out the She-Hulk and the Gunslinger, and replace that with 100-point Maestro. It was actually pretty decent.
Yeah. I liked this. It worked out a lot.
Dude, those
the
Barons,
shield. If I didn't have a flyer though, I would have been screwed because that's really what just dropping Spidey and then nobody being able to hit him or Iron Fist.
Iron Fist. Yeah, because then you're like, okay, I have reflexes and I'm a 20 super senses.
+2.
All right,
+2
go.
super. Yeah, so I'm at 18. I'm at 20 in
21.
combat, and then
21. Go.
And then 21. They'll perplex down. I'm like, okay, I'm still at 21.
Yeah. Does he have a wild card?
Yes,
I believe so.
Jesus Christ, you have almost like a constructed team.
Yeah.
Because that's like you have 2 wild cards and a defender.
Yeah, I mean it was cool. I mean that was the thing. Like with the big pieces, I just out actioned them.
Yeah.
Now it did suck no willpower on the team practically. So.
But you also have outwit on there.
Yeah, I had everything. I had all 3 power. I mean, I'm looking at the team and I'm kind of like, oh man, didn't pull any of the big stuff.
Dude,
but then I started seeing it and I'm like, this actually works.
Those are 2 of the better uncommons. I mean, the Shield's probably the best uncommon that you can get.
Probably?
Probably, yeah.
Her energy explosion just didn't do anything for me all day, though.
Dude, but for 80 points for what she does is insane.
Yeah, and people didn't want to mess with her too much because...
Exactly. They don't want to mess with her. And then you're like, fine, I have prob 4 damage, running shot, boom.
Yeah, also...
You can't running shot normally with her.
What's that?
You can only running shot energy explosion with her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean...
That was the only thing that was kind of a bust.
Yeah. Oh, she can only use...
She only has range with energy explosion.
Oh, okay.
It's a bit
that's why Adam was saying if she has like an object, you can throw it.
Oh, yeah. Adam was being Adam.
You can throw it.
It doesn't do a lot there. It doesn't work as well as you would.
Yeah, right, Jason played her this weekend. He said he was a little disappointed in that piece, but
I played it. She's good, man. I like her.
But were you running shot with her?
No, you just run up there, carry somebody, and then
that's what she literally was. She was an 80-point prob taxi. That's what she was.
That they can't attack.
Well, they don't. Yeah, they just
exactly. They don't want to mess with her. She's hard to deal with, man.
PJ actually put that as like try to get away from
like the must play if you pull it on the primer.
Unless you pull something else very specific, I can't disagree.
Well, he's saying. So you can't count on supers and you can't count on chases.
Yeah.
Common and common rares. Mostly common and common because those are the ones that you'll see most of.
Well, a lot of the rares are just bad, so yeah.
But that's why. So you can't just the ones that you can control, like kind of control it in the sense that you can build for that.
If you pull her, you're probably playing her. I don't disagree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna play her most time, more than not when you pull her. That's the point. All right, what was you said you had a scenario?
I also had a weird thing with Regent. We were on he's a giant. We were on an outdoor map. We were on half world and there was some blocking. Tom wanted to destroy some of the blocking, but I was saying because Regent could pick the improved targeting, whatever, but I was saying that Regent is a giant, so he's already seeing over the blocking naturally. Is he allowed to use improved targeting blocking for that reason? It was weird.
No, right? Because line of fire is not blocked.
I don't remember the exact specifications, but I asked Anthony and I talked to...
Did he say you can?
I'm pretty sure you can. I think you can.
Well, you'd have to... Oh, he wants to shoot through it and break it.
He wants to choose to shoot through it to destroy it. But the question is, but can he? Because he's a giant, whatever, all that stuff.
And they said you can?
Like you're still drawing line of fire through it, I think technically is the thing, but your line of fire is just not blocked by it, is the difference.
Oh, that's
I'd have to see the wording on that, but
yeah, it's like lines of fire drawn to and from giants, whatever, are not
blocked by outdoor blocking and elevating characters.
Yeah, it's weird.
And then the actual improved targeting says if your line of fire goes through it, is that what it is?
Yeah, something like that. I think it works. I'm pretty sure it works.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Ooh, that's an interesting scenario.
Yeah. The other thing that came up was I couldn't find anything about it if what happens if you generate and there's no squares to generate in? Because like my Black Panther wanted to generate.
What? Is there a thing on the next? Is there a thing on next possible square?
There has to be somewhere. The judge.
There's something that says there's something on occupancy that says if you can't go there, you have to go to the next closest square.
Yeah, it wasn't under generated. I know the judge looked it up. That was.
I think it should be under occupancy. I think.
Yeah, that's the problem with the rule book a bit. There's like random little things in random places. It's like, oh, I didn't know that rule. Why didn't you know that rule? Because it was in the complete opposite end of the book.
Oh,
what do you want? Like I'm trying to. Why can't I super to crit hit? It doesn't say anything about that under evading. We have to look under crit hit. Oh, well.
I know, right? Would it be under the comprehensive one? No.
No, it's not that complicated. I would think it would be under regular. I don't know.
Weird, right?
I didn't bother looking it up. I didn't care enough. I didn't get to make another warrior, but it was overall went pretty smooth.
With the way improved targeting blocking works, it says once per range attack, this character can draw a line of fire through one piece of blocking terrain immediately after the attack resolves, destroy that piece of blocking terrain. To me, that means you should be able to, because it just says through, and you're still going through it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You should be able to destroy it.
It did work out that way. It was just kind of questionable at the time.
That's interesting, though.
Yeah. That was one thing that never comes up.
Here's one. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me tell you the Heroclix golden rules. The rule of occupancy. Any effect resulting in characters, markers, or objects occupying a square of blocking. Okay, blah, blah. Okay. If a non-optional effect that places a game element would cause either situation to occur where you can't, the opponent chooses a square that is as close as possible to the specified square for the game element to be placed.
That's just a general rule. And generate, because if it says generate, it just happens. Okay.
It just happens. Unless it says may generate.
That's what I'm looking at now. Please one.
Yeah, there was a weird question about that at Canadian Nationals where somebody wanted to do the pocket tank.
It says
generate.
Sorry, it doesn't say may. Sorry.
So you do. Yeah, because Carnage specifically says may generate, so that is something that you can say no.
Right.
But okay.
Black Panther does just say generate. Yeah.
So then you'd have to, and if he's completely surrounded, he has to go to the next possible square.
And your opponent gets to choose?
Yeah, opponent gets to choose. That's interesting. Does the tank replace it? I thought if
well, the tank is optional. You can't. In that case, I don't think you can't elect to do an illegal placement because basically the only squares available would have been overlapping elevated, which you can't do. I think at the time I said no because it was like it was an optional effect.
Yeah.
So
the okay. So what are the ones that can occupy multiple elevations? Is it just
it has to be a vehicle that flies or something that's bigger than or giant or bigger?
That's a multi-base.
I think so, yeah.
Well, because if you're single base, you can't really.
You can't straddle as a single base.
You can't straddle if you're single base.
That's probably why, I think, is why. Maybe? Probably.
Yeah, okay. Then that makes sense. Because the tank placement thing, then you won't be able to place, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's actually, it reminds me, I still wonder how many people actually know what the that Regent can choose and that the improved targeting that the tank has now. Because both of those, or the tank has the improved targeting that just does not destroy the blocking for some reason, and Regent can actually pick it. So if you're playing Regent and you're on the underground, you can just shoot through infinite numbers of blocking and not destroy them.
Right. Is that one of the options you can choose on the pack?
Yeah, it's on the pack.
That specific one too, where it doesn't break?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought
that also is going to be interesting because somebody at a tournament is going to say improved targeting blocking, and then their opponent's going to be like, well, you didn't say that you were choosing the non-destroy option or whatever. So that one.
Oh shit! I know. Oh god.
Because technically, if you say improved targeting ignores blocking, you're closer to correct with the non-destroy variant than the destroy.
Yeah, because you'd say break blocking.
But also, why would you say that? Because there's literally 2 characters that I know of that have that ability. Being Regent and the tank. Like, what else has that power? So it's like kind of like the Heroclix vernacular. Improved targeting destroys blocking as a statement means destroys.
Yeah,
but it's gonna be really weird. It's gonna be some major tournament argument that happens. I know it.
How excited are you?
Oh, I mean that's
well. That also means that somebody has to play Regent.
Yeah, that's gonna be another situation where like I'm judging and they're like, it's another one of those he said she said things. I'm like, what do you want me to do?
Oh god. Oh man, like the Lane Edwin one.
I'm gonna I was
couldn't agree on what happened. Oh my god.
I was working on my list of pre-tournament announcements. I wanted to have it as like a document just for the future, and I actually added that as one of the things. Like I can't go back in time and know what you said. Like it's gonna be a roll off. I can't settle.
Yeah,
I'm not a mind reader.
That was that one. I remember we had to talk about. We had it took a while just to even figure out where the point of contention was. Like, they couldn't even agree on the point of what they're arguing over. I'm like, wait, is it this or that? And they're like, no, it's this. Or no, it's that. I'm like, oh my god. All right, we need to figure out where is this? Where we have to go? We have to go back. We have to give them like an 8-minute extension or some shit like that.
It was really bad. Yeah,
it was bad, dude. But it was cool. At least I hugged it out in the end. But so actually, probably like the best scenario probably came out was. The ruling favored Lane, but the situation that happened favored Edwin, where Edwin had the win. Because Lane got the breakaway and got the hit, Carnage was able to retaliate.
Oh god.
So because of that, he was able to hit Star Fox with a stop click. Well, all he needed to do was call in Chamber and poison him, and he wins the game.
Damn.
Instead, he calls in Wolverine and tries to flurry him. Was like, okay, well, I'll just make it go to the Star Fight, and then Star Fight. That's it. So
basically, Star Fox is just bad. Is what we're saying.
Dude, I've seen so many Star Fox die, man.
It's really easy to do for the points. Like if you know
5 clicks and 1 stop click, right?
Yeah,
I mean, get the mastermind.
Damage and knockback, or like 4 damage and then poison him. Like there's so many ways around him. Like I'm not a fan.
Yeah. Also, I guess you're only, because the new rules give him a shot with the super senses from Precision Strike. If it was not that, he's just dead in 1 shot from Chase Cyclops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's I
also think part of where he was at was based on the fact that people didn't know how to deal with him at first, or he was new to the meta, and now because he had a big tick, what does everything happen? When something's big, we figure out how to beat it. That's just all.
Yeah, like people have figured out ways to kill a lockjaw on click 5 now. Like nothing's 100% safe. So.
That's cool, right? I mean, but that's good because that means the meta is evolving.
Yeah.
People are finding new ways to when the penguin thing first came out, it was like, oh, it's a novel thing. And then you start seeing it at the Rock Cup and you start seeing, oh, this is actually like a tier 1 strategy.
Yep.
And so I was as I've been playing it and testing it, it really, really reminded me of Iron Pharaoh Phantom X.
Oh god.
With a backup.
With a much smaller investment.
Dude, because when Iron Pharaoh, if you can get to Iron Pharaoh, there is really not much backup plan for when he gets based or when they get to him. So, but the thing was, it was very hard to get to him to begin with. So that was the trick. But if you can get to Iron Pharaoh back then, he was basically done because you get over there and then that's it. Same with Phantom X. You kill Eva and then he's got to make another Eva. He's got to come out there, and she takes a while to get out. The Pog takes a while to get out there, and you can get to Phantom X. And also, he's 140 points. Iron Fair is 110. With the any iteration of the Penguin pit crew, there is a backup plan. When you get to the pit crew, there's other guys out there that can just kill you because there's ID cards. Whereas before there was no ID cards, now you get close enough. Oh, they're just gonna call in a guy and hit you, or that the 40-point Penguin with the Harley, or even just the Penguin. You can do it with Penguin, Kite Man.
Yeah.
You can do it with that little combo. That's only
an 80-point investment.
80-point investment to do that combo. You don't even have to do the fancy title character, but you can. But for that little 80-point combo to do that, you have 220 points for if they get to the Penguin. So, whether it's the Harpies from Maxi Zeus, a title guy doing something, retells. So I think right now going forward, the Penguin strategy, I think, is probably one of the I wouldn't say newer, but I guess more established strategies out there now, because it's also, you're not getting any points if you kill it.
And you might get retailed on.
Yeah, exactly.
Depending on the team build.
Assuming you're not, I don't think you want to break theme with that build necessarily.
I don't know. I've been playing around with different decks for it, and it's such a small investment that it's not that big a deal.
Have you seen Dustin Cedars' version?
The
Starro and Penguins? It's good.
Yeah.
It doesn't have. You can like insert anything for Starro. Whatever you want in his...
I actually was working on a Don't Die Tech team. I was thinking maybe I'd throw Starro on there instead. He's hard to kill. He does...
Yeah.
Like, Starro combos with anything because he can set up so much stuff. Like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, those Starro fights against an opposing Penguin aren't very good because they get pulsed.
Yep.
So
that's the other good thing about the Penguin tech is that it
also
counters certain other techs out there.
The reach on
killing
that,
good tanks.
You've seen the reach. On turn 2, you can hit your starting zone already with like a 12 attack, 8 range, pen blast, pulse, whatever. It's pretty insane for such a, it's something it's cool because it's been around. When did Joker's Wild come out? 2016?
Yeah.
Right?
About 2 years ago.
It came out long time ago. This guy's been around forever, seems like. And just now, I feel like we're really seeing him, come into its own, I guess, because both those Penguins were still around. We've had title characters all the way back then. It's just now, I guess how the format is and how what it looks like, it fits right in.
Yeah.
So,
and we're also seeing from the same set, we're seeing Haha Joker being so much better.
Yeah. You remember when they put him on the list and then he just immediately, when they came off, like, oh, you have to roll. They're like, all right, cool. He just immediately dropped from play for a while.
Well, people said that he was trash, but it's...
Well, it was the Mastermind, too. Yeah. That was what a lot of people were upset about.
Were people actually playing him with Mastermind?
No, that's the thing. Nobody was.
Howard's winning team could have picked it, I suppose.
It wasn't the Mastermind. It was the fact that
I was playing him for the Mastermind specifically, but yeah, most people.
Yeah, most people were like that. But when you realize, okay, so he's not broken anymore, he's just very, very good. It's like we were so spoiled with something that was so broken that we can't possibly think that we can't play it any other way than the broken way. It's like, well, you mean it's just really, really good now instead of completely broken? So I think it takes a while because, like I said, we were spoiled. And I think we're seeing that with a lot of things that have been put on the watch list, like the tank. The tank has made a comeback in a huge way.
Yeah, but it also has a ridiculously synergistic combo that nobody in game design would have seen coming. So.
Yeah, but the thing was, we were so spoiled with you did your regular damage and the penetrating that when it went to how it is now, it's like, oh man, that's useless. Like, dude, it's 8 points.
Yeah, I remember in Adam's article right after, he was like, it's 8 points. You can't be bad for 8 points.
Exactly. So, and it's really good right now because there's a lot of small pieces out there that are.
There's a lot of theme teams, a lot of small pieces.
A lot of stock,
it's not all Jakeem and Unimind anymore.
Yeah. So it's cool. I'm glad. Do you think there'll be any title characters that are going to see more play? I think Batgirl, for sure.
I mean, yeah.
I think right now it's just Title and Batgirl.
Well, you can also, what's kind of nice, I know
Exospex coming out. That's insane.
Yeah, Perplex, Prob, Outwit. She pretty much is another one of those characters that free attack.
Yeah.
And then you have the Exospex, so technically she can, if they come to you and you free attack charge, you can then, pick Flurry and then Flurry. So there's 3 attacks that she can get off in a turn.
Yeah. I feel like, because Sam retires his rotations, I feel like, because I even saw Caleb was playing Chase Kirk. Like, I think there's a lot of room for Batgirl to jump onto the action after taxi train after we lose, like, Sam and Shredders.
Yeah.
So you have that. You still have the... Another thing, too, everyone was talking about was the Hulk with Exo, because he can get the hypersonic, that little 50-point Hulk. And then, technically, after he's done doing the hypersonic, as long as he moved twice, he broke away and moved again, he'll technically get 2 quakes after that, because it says it's not a free action. It just says after you're done. After you've moved, after actions resolve, you'll get to make a free, or you get to quake. So technically, he'll store 2 of those charges.
He gets to quake twice?
There's a little argument going on about it, but with the way his wording is, it's at no cost, which you can do multiple times.
Yeah, because if you hypersonic, that's 2 separate moves. You trigger it twice. Yeah.
And it says after actions resolve, use Quake, so he would be able to use it twice.
It's a double trigger.
What's his wording again?
I'm looking it up
when Hulk's move after actions resolve, he can use Quake at no cost.
When he moves?
Yeah. And hypersonic is 2 different moves, assuming you play it properly.
That would give you 2, though, even though it's triggering off of 1 action.
Well, it's 2 separate moves within the same action. Yeah. It's the same reason why if you flurry Steel Energy, you heal twice now.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so you would get that. So technically, as long as he moved, he gets the hypersonic, moves the second time. He technically gets to attack 3 times in a row for a 62-point investment at a 12 attack, 4 damage.
That's insane.
Well, looks like
I think the Exospecs have firmly made me happy to be more a judge than a player these days.
You know what?
Looking forward to this.
Speaking of this, and this is what I don't like. To me, this is very lazy design. If you're a designer, because if you're not gonna give any, it's great for, like, it opens up team building. So there's one way to look at it. One way to look at it is, oh my God, we can open up all these team building aspects of these figures. I get it. True. But when you design something where you don't have to think about your team and what you need to put on it because you have pick a power things, there's no point in building your team anymore. Because remember when Jakeem, Goblin King, and then Unimind, it's because they all had, like, basically, and then Lockjaw, they all have pick a powers. So it's very easy to just build your team around Jakeem or Goblin King because, well, you know what, I don't have this. I'll just pick it. Okay, cool. Now I have this. I'll just pick it. So it's lazy in the sense that it takes out the team building because you just have everything now.
Well, I think it's different. The problem is that it opens up certain characters theoretically, but it also just makes other characters that were already good so much better.
Okay, so that's even worse.
And that's my issue with it too.
It makes the options that were already good so much better that it precludes the possibility of anything joining the meta.
That's what I mean. Like, so, like, if all of these pick powers were, let's say, you can only pick between 3 things, then it gives you, like, you give them the flexibility because they can choose between X amount of powers, let's say 3.
Yeah, it's basically like shifting focus at that point.
But they at least have to build to complement that. Whereas they don't have to include anything else because they just have a guy that just gets it all. And that's what I don't like about how it's going. Like how where all of these are. and then the answer to these are supposed to be the anti pick power guys.
Darwin Leech.
Yeah, but that's
real boring Legion.
So it's really it's very narrow, and that you have to absolutely play that. You know, I think they don't have to do that if they just limit the amount of powers you can pick. Like, for example, Batman Beyond, I think is like a well-designed piece. They don't give you everything, but they give you enough stuff to make decisions.
He has an arsenal. He doesn't have the pack.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, he has like 3 things to choose from, or 4 things, whatever.
It also slows the game down so much.
Yeah, because you got to pick it. No,
I don't want that. Yeah. And then I want this.
It's tough. I just don't like that aspect of how they're designed. Strictly designed. Not to me, it has nothing to do with gameplay, whatever. It has strictly to do with design and building and playing the actual game. Where if you don't have to make any decisions in building because you just have, like, if you need any power, just throw Lockjaw on your team for a 75-point investment, or Goblin King at 75, or now 12 points for Exospex. Oh my God, it's power and speed, right? Or attack,
power or speed.
Attack.
Sorry.
Attack, power, or speed, power, right? Yeah. 12 points.
And it also should be at the. I've said this like 3 times. It needs to be at the beginning of your turn. Or like
but like you know what? I don't even think there's a problem. I think just the fact that you have the pack, like Jay said.
It does change things though. It's just like, it's the same thing. Okay.
No, because Jakeem has that same thing, but how come he was the most played piece in the beginning? It didn't matter.
But it makes it less abusive. That's my point. I'm not saying I don't like it. I still don't like the Exospex. I've made that clear.
If you throw a lawn chair off the Titanic, does that change the weight? No, it doesn't matter. That's my point.
But the difference is that Jakeem didn't have a power set aside from pick a power. Like, he had prob sidestep essentially, whereas with how Exospecs work, you could let's say sidestep, pick a hypersonic or pick whatever. So like if you take any, except for Unimind, pretty much take any of the pick a power characters, they don't have a dial outside of just having stats and pick a power. Whereas now you get powers plus the pick a power on characters.
You have powers.
It's the stealth issue too. It's the issue of your character already has a good range. It's already a good range piece. Let's say Hawkeye running shots around, blah 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 blah, and then last turn running shots into hindering and pick stealth.
I don't think that's.
There's so little that ignores stealth now is the problem.
No.
Yeah.
No.
There's no.
Okay, the three of the top pieces that are being played: Unimind, Hawkeye, Green Arrow.
I wouldn't say either Unimind or Hawkeye are top.
Those are 3. Did you not look at the Rock Cup? There was a lot of Hawkeyes, there was a lot of Green Arrows, and there was a lot of Unimind.
A lot of Hawkeye, really? I saw like 1.
I heard there was like 4.
Minimum 4. I've seen 4 different players play it, and that's not counting.
You did still see some play. I don't disagree with you there.
There was a lot of unis. Also, Starro doesn't care about that. Doesn't care about yourself. So that's what I mean. That's why and they just released Manta, and they, you can probably not going to see play, but if you want to really ignore hindering, there's your piece. But the point is there's enough in the format where stealth isn't that big of a problem. The Penguins have Pulse Wave with like a 5 or 6 range. Who cares? You're gonna get Pulse. When I was testing, I went up against a full also tank Professor X. I mean, I could keep going. There's so many things that get around that I don't think that is an issue. Especially because Gotham City is such a big theme team right now. Green Arrow's seeing a lot of play. Yeah. And for sure, when Exospex comes out, he will see even more. Say it. So then, what are we even talking about here? Also, Hawkeye will probably pick the Energy Explosion or something. He's like, if you're picking Stealth with Hawkeye, something's wrong. Because
I was waiting for one of you to say we just put the spear on him anyway. So
yeah, whatever. You could, you could do that too. right? But you don't have one. So.
It's funny though that you say Exospex on Green Arrow, but I just still don't think there's a better piece to get it than Haha Joker.
Sure, but
so yeah.
I mean, okay, that's one. But I mean, if the format is full of Unimines and Staros and stuff,
yeah,
Green Arrows are really, really good. He has sidestep and running shot now. It's pretty good. Just pump up his stats a little bit.
8 range.
Oh my god.
I mean, maybe
I don't want to play anymore.
Maybe you don't put it on him. Like, my opinion, I would rather use his RCE because you do more damage. So in that sense, Stormbreaker's better because he gets +2 to the range. So the range is effectively sidestep +2, so it's a 12, whereas the running shot is maybe 14. But
yeah, it's
but the trade-off is you don't get RCE. And for the most part, I'm seeing a lot of people want to use RCE with Green Arrow because he one-shots Unimine.
Yeah, but you're also
I don't know if I like equipping Green Arrow in general.
The what?
Just
Wait, what?
I said you're also just a couple perplexes away too, which isn't that hard in this meta either, or right now.
I mean, you already have the Penguin loyalty marker plus Backdoor Perplex. You can get the same range on him as Stormbreaker anyway. I don't know if it matters that much.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you're getting a free 2 to your damage or 2 to your attack. Why would you invest in more points on that when you can just get it for free? That means you're paying points for your RCE that you're not using. See, that's why he doesn't have.
I mean, I get it. I just think that there's more versatility there then.
I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, you can play it, prove me wrong, but I don't think that's gonna happen, man. I mean, you're gonna have to be using your perplexes on your attack because you need to hit Unimine. Remember, he's like a 20, 21. So if you have a couple of perplexes, okay, let's say you have 2 perplexes. You're gonna perplex. You have to perplex his damage just so you can get that shot off when you running shot with him, or you sidestep perplex attack and damage +2. Now you have a better shot to one shot him for 5. And if you give him the loyalty token from Penguin, he got the extra +1 to the range. So, I mean, after watching Tom play it and watching the other guys play it, especially on stream, there was that one shredder
this weekend. It's good. I'm also thinking that I don't know if I like Green Arrow in an environment where any random character with like just good range can get hypersonic to like get to him. I don't know.
I think that's hard, man, because you got to get all the way across the map, and you got to be within 3.
Yeah,
he's shooting you from like probably 11 or 12 away. As you saw, Tom barely left his starting zone. It's really hard to get across the map against Green Arrow.
Yeah, the Penguins also just give. I think they really help Green Arrow.
Yeah, they help him a lot because he doesn't have to move.
Yeah,
he's the backup plan if the Penguins go down. That's why I'm saying it's not. Yeah, and that also means if you're running shotting with him, means you have to get closer. Yeah, I'd rather shoot farther away with him because remember in that match where Adam played Tom, Tom won that because Adam could not prob Green Arrow because he wasn't within 3.
Yeah.
So that makes a big difference.
Yeah, because he has a 12 attack, 13. If he has the loyalty, he's not missing. Yeah.
So you just go RCE all to damage. So and that's how you pop them. I think still at Worlds if people don't play Starro, which probably they will. I mean, Unimine's still a great option.
I feel like Starro is just so versatile. Like I feel like you can want to break theme. Like Cosmic has so many options. Ruler even has options.
You can also just take a whole bunch of time to figure out where to put your Eternals when mine's popped.
Oh no, let's not start with that.
We actually did that. It was like it took like 4 minutes.
I think the end. I thought it was like 5.5 minutes, which was within the realm of reason.
Yeah, I didn't count that extra because that was when they had a little because they both had a back and forth on where he was supposed to go, whatever.
Yeah, they didn't know where he actually was.
Yeah.
Which matters.
So that I didn't count that part because they both had to go, but straight up just him deciding where to go was about 4 minutes, probably a little bit more. I don't think that was. It didn't seem. I talked to Isaac afterwards, and he said it felt like 3 minutes to him. So I was like, okay.
I don't think anybody that knows Adam would think that he stalled intentionally ever. And also Isaac, seemingly didn't have a problem with it at the time.
Yeah, I asked him and he said no, it felt like 3 minutes. I'm like, okay. I'm like, it was 4, but yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, but apparently Chase was riling up the people on the chat.
To me?
I don't know where you were on the chat.
No, I was on the chat. People were talking about it, but
like, how many people were actually watching that? Was it only 6?
Oh no! Well, the stream said that I think there was in like the 50. Like it usually was anywhere from 50 to 80 people. I think.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That's good. No, there was a decent amount watching. I was actually really surprised.
Nice. Well, I mean, it is.
But there was only like the same 10 of us that were chatting though.
It's, let me guess, you, Aaron, and Steve.
Aaron, Steve, a couple people I didn't recognize. I'm trying to remember who else.
Let me guess. They were also calling all the plays, all the optimal plays people should have been doing.
Oh yeah.
The peanut gallery.
Yeah. That's actually one of the few things I don't say anything about because
I know.
There's a lot and for me too, like sometimes I just can't even see the dice. I don't even know what's going on.
That's something Aaron and Steve cannot help. Is they got to tell you what the optimal play is for the people on whatever. Either people who don't know what's happening, they say this is what should happen, blah blah blah, or God, that was dumb. Why didn't they do this? maybe they're not that. Maybe
that's why I don't go back and watch my streamed games because
especially
like over the series. Especially over the Majestix Open Series because
it's hard because I'm watching it too and I'm just like, all right guys, calm down.
I already know because that's the sound. I'm like, I'm gonna go here and like,
jeez, all right guys, like man, they just like...
and all of a sudden I'm like, well, I'm already in, so let's just go for it. But I know Pat and I'll talk about it later.
But that's
right. Done that.
But that's the I guess it's it's like expected to see, when you see chat things, it's always like that.
I mean, that's what else is there for then?
It's like
you're gonna talk about the weather.
When you're in the like before pre-internet. I know Jay, you might not know this, but people used to watch like TV, and then people, when you're watching a sporting event, you yell at the stream. Why didn't you do that? So imagine that now on the chat. But now people can actually hear you or read what you're saying, as opposed to just the people in your living room just, listen.
Hear that, it's your neighbor.
That's it, yeah.
You're like, oh, I better turn the game on. It's getting good.
I'm like, this is nothing new. It's just only difference now is you get to see it. Whereas before, if pre-internet, you're just watching TV and yelling at the screen why some guy threw the pass that way or whatever. So it's funny. Are you is there another Wizkids Open you're gonna be playing, Jay?
Yeah. The problem is that every store in my area besides me does sealed, so it ends up being weird. I'm judging the constructed one this weekend, and then a store in the area is doing constructed, but I don't care. I mean, I already have my qualification now. My friend Emily already has hers. So we're actually probably going to go to a sealed we are going to sealed in Rochester. So one more there.
Wow.
But it's weird that I have a qualification now, considering that I judged the past 2 Canadian Nationals, but I don't know. Who knows what happens in the future? So it's good to have. But yeah, just
nobody knows. Nobody knows.
You won't know.
I don't even think the people in charge know.
Yeah. Just know that your points aren't transferable. All right.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you. That's still going online. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, that was like I remember the announcement. I'm like, why is he still talking? Is this not done yet? And we're like, it's because 3 people asked the same fucking question in a row. It's like they all ask the same. It's like different ways of asking the same thing about points, about rock points and stuff. And I was like, oh my god, we're still on this. But yeah, it was funny. Just I'm like, dang. So Chase, you're not gonna go to San Diego this weekend?
Nope. Got my son's last baseball game that I coach. So
Arizona next week.
Okay.
Yes, we're down. You're down.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna have to bring my son. I know. I gotta figure out something to play.
Play Shredders.
Constructed? Interesting.
Oh yeah, because I did really good with them before.
Well,
I played them the other night, and
you want to play my team?
Freaking the Harpies just going off on me.
You want to play my team?
I kind of do want to play your team.
Yeah, play it, and then I'll.
It just has a lot of moving parts.
I'm gonna play because I want to play full Goblin, so I can go to Nate. Hey, look, man, I'm playing full Goblin King.
You're so messed up.
So you could tell me. So you can tell me how lazy I am. But no, but I think he'll play something different because he messaged me. He's starting to prepare for the event. Yeah. So.
No, everyone's talking about it. Like I said, Steve and Tony, I talked to them the whole time about it. I felt like we were talking about stuff. We were talking about match, talking about this, talking about what they think people are playing. And there's like some good teams, and that I've kind of thought of or people talked about, and then all of a sudden you go, but what if Emilio plays Majestix?
Dude, that's what so he's really all in on draft preparation. So he's going to be drafting like every week. So it's way different strategy, man. It's way different strategy when we were drafting the first time. I was like, yeah, this is way different.
Know what they have when they're behind the screens.
Also, not only that, but like when you open, let's say you open an Alex Wilder and you open, like, oh, I'm going to play him. Well, not in draft. If that's your first pick, maybe not a good pick because there's probably something better in that pack that you can get.
And
so that was happening.
Super excited to be past Alex Wilder.
If you are, yeah. But dude, it's like, okay, so like you open Witch Queen and you have Alex Wilder. If this was sealed, you get both. You're done.
Yeah.
But now you pick Witch Queen and you got to pass Alex Wilder. It's like, oh, I don't know, man. Or there was when we were drafting, there were 3 Molly Hayeses, but they were all like third or fourth picks because there's other things in that you need. So it's way different on how, and then you can play theme teams like when we were like really good theme teams. Like in that first draft that we did, I had Moltar, Crystar, and Witch Queen. That was my team.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And I opened a Witch Queen and I got past Moltar and Crystar from both packs. And I'm like, oh, so my team is set. I'm just gonna hate draft. So I just started. Spider-Man. I'm gonna take Spider-Man. You're not getting it. I'm getting just getting little things to hate on, and it's cool to see how the different strategies that they had. But my team was unstoppable. I mean, you don't get any. I have triple leadership. There was a turn where turn 1 I moved up. Turn 2 I pushed with Witch Queen. Turn 3 I rolled 2 leaderships to take both tokens off of her, and she just went again.
That seems good.
Yeah. So.
Seems okay.
Yeah, but it's like one of the ones was like because I picked Witch Queen, I had to pass Maestro.
Oh.
Amelia was like, "What the fuck did you take?" And then I was like, "Dude, if I pass you this instead, you'd look at me like I was dumb." So I had to pick one. You know what I mean? So because he got past that, he really, really almost audibled from his team because he was like, "Dude, Maestro's really good." But that's kind of cool to see how that goes.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's gonna be fun to see how.
It's an element that it's a game mode that I wish was played more because all we ever do is sealed or constructed, or if you have another Saturday event, somebody comes up with something really, really wacky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sometimes you're like, okay, that sounds actually kind of fun if you have the time to build it. And then there's other times you're like, oh man, I don't want to sit here and try to figure out how to make this good, like for this. But my whole point, draft is really cool.
Yeah,
more stores need to run it.
Like one of the guys, one of the guys, Michael, draft. He first picked an Ultimate Thor, so he was just looking for Thors, and luckily he got past a common Thor because you're not gonna you're not gonna first pick a common.
They work so well together too.
Yeah, that's why it was pretty cool. It was a cool team. It just his charge super strength doesn't do anything on the Weird World guys. So, because you don't get bonuses. So, yeah, well, we got this weekend is in San Diego for us. And you're judging this weekend, Jay?
Yeah, I'm judging in Toronto.
And then Chase is going to be a dad this weekend?
Yep. Got to do that every once in a while.
Yeah.
Actually, never. Always.
Once in a while.
When you messaged me the other night, like, I don't know, it was like 11 something.
I was like, dude.
I already had a long day. I was exhausted, and I was just, stuff with the kids all day. Yeah, and I'm like, no. I was already in bed. I was like, nope, not happening.
Man, dude, and Roll20 was easy too.
Yeah, we do gotta prepare for the event though, so we gotta start talking about when we're gonna do that.
That's gonna be. Oh, I'm happy to not have to worry about that sort of building. That would be terrifying.
The what?
Building for your event? That would be horrifying.
Oh, no, I'm talking about in a week and a half for just the open.
Okay.
Building for his event because you got to build.
It's fun, man.
Modern, you got to do it. It's fun, and then
Exospex is legal.
It's so. I really wish that Exospex were legal for Worlds, just because that would be complete chaos. Because once that goes legal, nobody knows what's good anymore.
But at the same time, Wizkids isn't even ready for that.
Check this out.
They're not ready.
In our format, the Rock Age, you can play Proxima Midnight with her spear. So you can do double penetrating damage. It's awesome. Because she does when she dots you. So when she hits you with her spear from her regular power, you have to roll. I think it's if you roll a 1 or 2
at the beginning of every turn.
Yeah, in return, you get one penetrating.
66% chance you take penetrating.
And then you also throw her spear after that.
That's dumb.
So, cool, man.
What was I gonna say? I was gonna ask you about something with that. Oh, you do have it nailed down for this? Is there a side event? I know we talked about it.
Okay, so I was thinking. We'll do 2. We'll do Modern and I don't know what you guys
the white
call
tab.
It. I know you call it Everyman, but the easiest way to explain it to players here is the white tab tournament.
Oh, I mean, I've heard Pauper. I've heard.
Yeah, but they don't know what that means. If I say white tab, no primes, they understand.
That's the most technical way to say it.
It doesn't roll off the tongue as well, but I get what you're going for. Yeah.
Yeah, especially if it's people who are like, I don't know, and then they're like, oh, just play all commons, or oh, really? Or because the thing is, if you say a commons or Pauper, then they go, does that mean I could play fast forces and gravity feet? So if you just say it's just white tab, then I'm like, all right.
Right, but then white tab, no primes, no ID cards, presumably.
You can play ID cards in Modern. What is I don't think there's any ID cards you can play that has commons attached to them.
No?
Are there? Okay, Rusty. No, is Rusty?
Rusty's a common. He's 016.
Does the ID cards have a rarity?
Yeah, the students are white. I mean,
Leeches are white. You can play Rusty.
White.
Oh wow! Yeah, because you can only play literally. Is it literally only Rusty?
See, that's.
And for in the white tab, is that Modern?
Modern. It has to be Modern for now because I don't want people playing 008 Hulk from Age of Ultron. Because when I said that, the first thing that like half the people in the store when I mentioned that, they're like, "Oh, we just play Hulk." I'm like, "Okay, then we're playing Modern." It's like, Jesus, you guys. I'm like, you guys just can't. I'm like, this is why we can't have nice things, because they just go there right away.
Yeah, but at the same time, who taught them that?
Yeah, I know. Hey man, you're not supposed to bring that up, man.
Yeah. Oh.
I know, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Pat, the one who breeds, casual play.
Hey, it's supposed to be casual play. You can play well, just casual format.
Casually playing really, really good pieces and get your ass kicked.
Well, I think casual has a bad connotation to it because it implies you have to play bad.
Yeah, it implies that you have to team build badly.
Yeah, then that doesn't make any sense. It's okay to play casual, meaning not these competitive pieces, but if you're good, you're just gonna win. If everybody's in the same boat and you're all playing these let's say you made a list of these 40 things that you can't play. You still, the good player's still gonna win, but I think
right. It's like people that say, "Oh, competitive should be named theme only. I'm like, okay, then there's Doc Ock, there's all this good stuff.
Exactly. So people are, it doesn't matter what the restriction is. It's on the player.
There's a metagame in any level of restriction.
Yeah. Yep. No,
that's actually a really good way to put it.
Yeah, that's exactly because if you ban something, then everyone's just gonna play this next big thing.
Yeah.
So like if we all said
unless it's Rock Age.
If you say you can't play Starro, you can't play Goblin King, and you can't play Unimind. Let's say you can't play those three, then you're like, okay, cool. Like, well, here comes your king.
All play X-Men then.
Yeah. Or okay, here comes.
We go back to the all X-Men.
Yeah. Or Shredders. You know what I mean? So, but I think that's what we're gonna do for that, because I know it's just over a month away. So I'm gonna update the site, the Open Series site, with the map updates and the side event format, because I know the Arizona guys are coming and we're gonna see them. So it's a good time to sell them on all coming down.
But are you gonna? How about this? I got a quick question for you. Are you gonna cap registration for the side events?
No, because I don't think we'll get more than like 25, 20 at the most, dude. I mean,
you'll be okay. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we already have 8 for the main event. It doesn't really matter. I would want the people who are traveling here to bring people if they can. Obviously, Dan and PJ aren't gonna fly like Phoenix Nest and Clickstuff here, which would be awesome. But that's just not gonna happen. Maybe next year when we do it. Like
it's in Vegas.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I
would be there.
Yeah, I know you would. I know you would.
It's time. It's time to just make that leap, Pat.
Dude.
We fill the trunks and we just go.
Just go. Oh, you're gonna. Oh yeah. You want to do that?
I'm gonna be there either way. You know that. Next year I'm gonna be playing in it, so it's fine.
You said
next
make
year
the jump like we just go, like you're just gonna move there.
Oh God, no.
Okay, there you go.
God, no.
You're like, we just fill the trunks and let's go.
No, I've seen Vegas townies.
You don't have to be there. Henderson is fine,
Okay.
Jay's been there. Jet's like Jay's second home. At this point, you're there. You're like there all the time.
Dude, I'm telling you, so many people. This will be the new event. This will be the next big thing.
Henderson's nice. Also, the venue's nice too. So.
Yeah. There's good. I like going in and out right after because we don't have that here.
Yes. Oh, jeez.
It's like it's like the in and out on the West Coast, and it's like Steak and Shake on the East, on the Midwest and East Coast.
The first thing everybody does. The first thing when I picked up the first time Paris came out, and I picked him up from the airport, the first thing he goes, when we get food, when we're gonna we're gonna get lunch. He's like, can we go in and out, please? It's like, yes, of course. So.
All right. Well, I think that's about it, right, guys?
Yeah, that was good. No, good rules things.
Yeah.
I mean, I did the whole new set. I did all of Modern. Like, there's nothing.
That's good.
Nothing's happened.
Yeah, it hasn't. I don't know. I haven't found anything too weird, right?
Yeah. No. Yeah, you got them all covered.
There was a couple random pack things that I didn't realize were a thing. Like, Mind Control Steel Energy doesn't work.
Because you need to do damage, right?
Yeah, damage, right?
No, because Steel Energy checks for an opposing character, and when you revert, they're friendly now, so you damage their friendly.
Oh, you mean the mind controlling? Okay, I thought you meant like using mind control and Steel Energy. Oh no, you're right. So in that sense, also, the Shredder ping doesn't happen either.
Exact same idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I did get that question a couple times.
Mind control and then try to Shredder ping.
Right.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, because
it comes up a lot more often with Starro existing.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, nothing. What does even? There's not really anything that really procs off mind control, like right with the way they've worded it now.
Yeah, it's very bland and simple. Just maybe
which is good for the game. Yeah, I'm sorry on that one.
Like precision strike is like that's the only thing really.
I remember.
Yeah, and even then, why would you single target mind control? Because it seems bad.
Yeah. No. I mean, like,
you might control the best.
No, you might control the guy with precision strike. That's
precision strike, super strength knockback, and then plasticity for breakaway. Like nothing really.
Yeah, nothing. Or like, oh, you have a leap climb. Cool. I can attack another elevation. All right. Done.
Yeah.
One day they'll make leap climb worth it.
Dude, Hulk gets the quake after he leap climbs. pretty good.
So there's a piece.
That's pretty good.
How you're trying to convince yourself. That's good, right?
No,
I'm gonna laugh my head off if I'm ever at a competitive event and somebody actually picks league climb off Exospex. That's gonna be too funny.
It might work if they're on an elevator and they can't get there.
Elevations.
Yeah, that matters.
It could happen, but like if that's what you're picking, that's just a weird situation.
Well, you could also be some map that you're on where you can't attack up there. You know, because
what, like the Dan Powell trick? You mean with the jet?
Or just like if there's something and like you can't they blocked off the entrance and only the sides are open. Maybe you charge leap climb up. You charge and then you pick leap climb so you can hit the guy up top. You know that actually matters. Like I think
I don't think there's that many Wizkids maps that matters on.
Not yet.
Sort of.
There could be more coming out. We just don't know.
Yeah, you never know.
And also maybe some rock maps. Like the ultimate sacrifice.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see if WizKids actually lets Adam get his map printed.
I think on that end, I think Howard is going to be the one that's still going to be the final say for the maps because it's still like they're WizKids kits, but Howard is the one that's like he's basically running
Eagle. So.
But the thing is, he's the one running the entire operation.
Yeah, but game design is still going to be like you can't print that map. It's ridiculous.
Right? No, right. But Howard would be part of that of like the map design part. So because he will be part of the crew that's going to be, like let's say they gave him okay, fine, design it, Adam. We're just not going to allow it for modern. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they can do that. That'd be fun.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, go design another speakeasy type map. It's just gonna be. I
mean, WizKids makes maps that are auto not allowed anyway.
Yeah,
so
that's what I mean. And Howard is on that committee now.
I can't remember. Is that still going to be a thing for winning the not Rock Cup qualifier thingy?
I don't know.
We don't. Oh, that's
right. I forgot. Nobody knows yet.
We don't know shit.
He was on a podcast, but I haven't had a chance to listen to it. So I don't know.
He was on. It's ironically, he's on Shots Fired, but it would be awesome if he fired some shots, which I don't think he would.
Not now.
But it would be awesome.
He can't shoot nothing. No shots.
Can't shoot his mouth off.
Not anymore. 6 months ago he could.
Gotta behave.
Yeah. Oh, he doesn't have to be. He could shoot. On other.
How'd that work last time? People shot their mouth off and didn't do what WizKids wanted. HE bombs. Sorry.
Oh yeah. They did move. I know, but like Tony had never really said anything. He just said not going to censor them.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh, the reason why one of the main reasons why WizKids left is because of the toxicity of realms.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, everybody knows realms. That's how it is. Yeah.
So but
everything used to run through the realms, like
remember everything used to run there. The oranges were actually the real official guys. Yeah. So
didn't the Rock originally started with WizKids, didn't it?
Yes. Yes.
And now they're just bringing it back.
I remember our first regional. We had a full like regional quality kit. We're talking like there were Connellys for the top 16.
Oh damn!
It was like 4 of each purchasables. It was crazy because they just sent. It was just like a giant box of stuff. I'm like, oh my god! That's why everybody loved it because they're like, oh look at all this. All right, top 16 gets Connellys now. Like, oh yeah,
that's legit.
Yeah, and then like the
top. I got Manta.
Yeah, it was cool. What's that?
Now I have a Manta.
Well, you got a Manta and what else? You got
the Hussar and the Gladiator.
I mean, Gladiator's the important one because Annihilators. So
you did. You finished top 4. You said? Oh no, final.
Second place.
Oh, yeah, he got 3.
Second place. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
So he got the Rogue.
Got the Rogue, yeah.
But I went home and I looked them all up and I was like,
look, just be glad it's not Lockjaw.
Yeah, Rogue doesn't matter because the ID inspiration isn't worth using really like that much. Like
and at 100 points, she's kind of steep right now. to call in. Yeah, like you can call him with Starro and basically nothing else.
Yeah, like you can call him with Starro and basically nothing else. But you're not going to use. You're not going to do it with Unimind.
You're not going to use that slot though.
No.
Yeah, because that's 5 points. You might as well get.
Maybe we get a good rogue later. Like this rogue alone doesn't make the ID playable.
Yep, for sure.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I had fun. I hope you guys did too. If everybody enjoyed this, you can check out Jay's article on Apex Insider over at majesticcg.com.
Guy, that's what you got to change your name, Jay.
What's that?
The rules guy.
No, rules guru. That's the rules guru.
But his whole thing is the rules. He collects those objects that say the rules. So.
Oh man! Other than that, as always, you can check these episodes out on SoundCloud or YouTube. They will always be posted by Wednesday. Other than that, gentlemen, anything else? I know I've said this like 3 times, but if not,
I'm okay to go to bed considering it's 1:30 where I am.
Oh man!
Yeah, so why don't you go to bed? I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah.
And Pat's gonna sign us out
for this weekend, guys. Wizkids Open. When in doubt, perplex the attack.